Hi guys, James here. Welcome to Devolder Goes Model Works, and this is part 4 of the build of the Avro Anson in 1/40 scale by Airfix. Now, as you can see, she's all demasked, and we have the port assembly of the engine on. So I've basically a test fit. This is a test fit. So yeah, it's got to be painted again. Surprisingly, no fit issues with it. So obviously, I will get on with the second engine on screen shortly. Well, it'll be tomorrow for me, be a few seconds for you. So I'm going to pause this here, move the Anson to a safe place, and then we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing of some goodies that have arrived. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've removed the label so you don't know where I live or where it came from. Well, you will know where it came from when I opened the box. And I ordered this yesterday lunchtime, and it came today. So it's literally come from Moz. Take that out of there. Yes, it's Outlaw Paints. There we go. Another sticker for my collection. That makes 4. Oops. Or as they will soon not be known, Outlaw Paints in the UK anyway. So let's get the packing out of the box. And as you can see, it's a lovely package. Oops. Chair disappeared backwards. And plonk that down there and open this lovely little packed so yeah, I've been doing a restock. So this is what my memberships and the adverts do. They'll fund me. So this month I chose to restock on my paints. So I've got some REF black, some AAF earth, because it looks like dark earth, some gloss clear, because I do like using it. We did take a little bit of a knack to use. And then in the second packet, we have some cockpit grey green. That is for my TR9 when I get round to building it. Satin clear, because I've literally got empty bottles of those. And although it says a grey primer, it's a dark grey primer. So big bottle of that. So I got them from Moz and his compatriot yesterday on their website. Ordered it on their website yesterday lunchtime, and it arrived about 10 o'clock this morning. So ain't bad. So hopefully we can get on with some painting some bits and pieces. So thanks Moz, or is it Andrew, or his partner. But yeah, grab them while you can. So I'll see you in a bit. Hi guys, James here we're back. Yep, all the bits of the engine are in front of me here. So I busily cleaned them up, quickly clean them. This is a starboard engine assembly. So first thing we're going to do is going to go completely off piste and fill up this intake. Little 2-piece intake here. Get some glue on that side. Plonk that on. Then we're going to get it in the bottom of the engine fairing. And allow it to dry in position, so it stays in position. It's using the shape in the fairing as a location mark for it. So that's it. That's glued in. That's the first part I've done out of sequence. There will be more. Again, engine, the rear side and the front side. You can only put this together one way. There we go. Touch and flow. I shall bring my Tamiya extra thin over a bit closer because it saves you seeing my hairy arm. I think we'll secure this with a peg in a minute. I'm trying to look at it through a screen and glue it in place. So I do apologise if it goes off screen occasionally. And let's find a peg to hold it together. A bit of peg action. Just a few seconds in there. Then we've got to make sure this bit fits in there. The drive shaft. That's the one thing I like about this new Airfix plastic. It glues rather quickly. And then get the push rod assembly on the front. And before you ask why do it like this? Why don't I paint it all up? Well, it gets messy, and I'd rather hand paint. I'd rather enjoy hand painting the engines. So that's glued up. That's glued up, sitting on there nicely now. pulls up, glue pulls up. So that's all the push rods on. And then we've got this piece. Which I think is the intakes. Now that top hole lines up with a top lug there. In theory, there it goes. And you know it's gone in because the engine all lines up on the back. Dab a bit of glue in there. And in there. Yeah, this is the intakes, air intakes. Now, according to the instructions, you have to fit this piece first. I'm not going to. I will fit this ring first after I clean it up a little bit, because you have to fiddle with the part to get it in. And this is the port starboard side one, so that's the exhaust. This is the exhaust ring. So we've got to fit it on there. Like so. Again, you don't have any fit issues with it this way. There we go, glue that on. And then while we're waiting for that to dry, we let the gravity and the weight do that thing. Then we've got this little tiny bit that I dropped on the floor on the port engine about 3 times, and was rummaging around and I nearly gave up. I thought I'd sod it off. I won't put it on there, and I found it again. Now it would help if I fitted it the right way around. Oops, I did a monkey. There we go. Yeah, I've fitted it on. Funnily enough, the instructions for the starboard assembly missed that part off. So yeah. So that bit's in. The next thing they say is you've got to trim these lugs off. Fairly straightforward there. 1, 2, 3. And go over it with a sanding stick. Like so. Like so. And thus. And that's glued in. And then we've got to flip this thing over. Put a little bit of glue in there. Put that bit in there. A little bit of glue on there because it'll make this easier to fit. The exhaust ring, and then put the air intake on. So sequence change and that bit's done. So that's the engine done. And then we've got the fun part of fitting the 2 pieces engine. Again, this is another bit where it goes off sequence because they tell you to glue this piece in first. Bit of glue in there. Bit of glue in there, and a bit of glue on that side. Like so. I'll leave that to make sure it sits square on the deck. And while that's sitting square on the deck, I'll get the Annie over from where she's lurking over here. And we shall test fit the engine. And there we go. I'll just pause it there. I've just had a little incident with the undercarriage. Bit of an ups moment because the undercarriage, basically I hadn't put enough glue on the on one of the legs. So I've literally botched it together. So we'll have to leave that to dry upside down for a bit. So in theory, you make these up separately and the engine up separately, and then obviously the location lugs go in there, and you get the engine to sit in there like that. In theory anyway. There we go. So I won't fiddle with that anymore because I'm asking for trouble. So that's the other engine. That's the engine I did, the port side engine. Sitting in there like that. Okay. So hopefully tomorrow I shall get all this all these primed later. All these bits cleaned up and primed later. Today or tomorrow even. It is Outlaw primer, so it will dry very quickly. So, and then we'll get the engines painted, and hopefully we'll get the engines fitted at that point. So I'm just deciding whether I've got to fit the engines first, and then fit the engine fairings afterwards. I might well fit the engine fairings afterwards, because you've got more purchase for people with fat thumbs. You've got your location pin there, and you can push it on square. So I'll see you in a bit. And we're back with the engines painted. I've got to pick out some details in basically VAO silver and metallic grey, which I shall do. The engine fairings are painted in. I painted them slightly different shades. I did them in MIP sparkling silver. So also I used the. I did use the Outlaw primer on these parts in general, and it went down beautifully. So without further ado, I'm going to make a mess now. I'll get a little bit of painting done. So we'll get one of my pots. Also worth noting, hopefully I've repaired the undercarriage. So in case you're wondering why I'm using VAO silver to hand paint the engine, it's because it's got great coverage. Even with my cack-handedness. Sorry you can't see this. There we go. I should do this one. So I'll pause the camera. But you see me paint one, you don't want to see me paint two of them, so I'll see you in a bit. Right, so there's the engines all roughly painted up. Got the exhaust ring sort of painted gun grey, roughly. You can't really see it, so that's why it went off fairly rough, to be honest. Because you can only see the engine, the front of the engine in it. So I've done both of those. So I've got to paint both the exhausts, spray both the exhausts up, which I'll do off screen in a second. And then I'll see you this afternoon, hopefully, when we'll get these engines assembled and fitted on the obviously the engine's fitted to the Anson and the fairings fitted, so fingers crossed. So I'll see you in a bit. And we're back. Sorry, I had a nap. So we're going to get the port and starboard engine assembly on next. So the first thing we're going to do is unleash the Revel contact here. This is why, in theory, I'll plonk the engine on like that, and let that dry. And then I do the same for the starboard. There we go. And that, I've got to leave these to dry. In this part, I'll leave them to dry now, overnight. And when I come back tomorrow, or Monday, or whatever, I'll glue these on. And then I've got to fit the windscreen wipers here. And obviously we got to glue on the little radome cover there, which means some clear glue. Oh dear. Let's have a look at that one, mate. Yeah, that's all right. So effectively you can just see that exhaust ring at the back. So and the engine looks like that. Okay, so that's all for this part. Obviously we saw building up the engines, etc. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye for now.